Hello and welcome back to the Willie Morgan Show with Manchester United icon Willie Morgan. The sun is shining, we're back with a new show, and as ever, Willie, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Unfortunately, Kay's not very well. She's a bit under the weather today. We've been over at my daughter's helping her. Kay's been helping her paint a fence. In fact, Kay's been painting the fence. She got a new fence up, so she's not very well. So as always, she sets me up, as you well know, because I'm a little bit illiterate when it comes to this stuff. And she's gone back to bed. But other than that, no, great weekend, obviously. Great results everywhere. My God, what odds could you got? Liverpool and Rangers getting beat at home.
And Arsenal as well.
They're away. I mean, Liverpool and Arsenal. But what a treble that would have been, eh? The odds would be unbelievable. You just couldn't write that. So, obviously, Man City will be jumping up and down and dancing and having a great time at the moment.
They sure will. Before we get to any of the football, two questions to ask you about other sports. First of all, at the Grand National, did you back a winner? Did you have any luck?
Mine's still running. They've not caught it yet. It's not finished yet. We had a little Grand National day, just had the family round and had a little sweep. And my daughter, Gaynor, got the winner of all things. I did fancy it. But he's a great trainer. Willie Mullins, unbelievable. Great trainer. So that was nice. But no, personally, I drew a blank. We watched all 5 races and I drew a blank. I never got a place, never won a winner. But we had a good day. We had a nice day. It was a bit of fun. And I'm delighted for Willie Mullins and JP. Great story, brilliant.
And in terms of the golf, obviously this weekend, the Masters, Scotty Scheffler winning his second green jacket. Did you watch the tournament? What did you make of it?
No, I watched some of it. You know what delighted me more than anything? The fact that Tiger made the cut and broke the record just for making cuts, which is phenomenal considering what he's gone through, what he's going through. I don't think he'll ever come back to what he was because there's too many injuries. And the car crash was unbelievable how he got out of that. But it was just great to see him back playing. And if you notice, I think there were about 3 people watching Scotty Scheffler and about 100,000 watching Tiger. You couldn't write it. He's still the biggest draw in the game. He's a legend.
It was nice that the lad who was the amateur got to play around with Tiger. I think it was on the Sunday, which was really nice.
Well, that's made for life, isn't it? I played with Tiger. How many people can say that? I think it's. I hope he gets back to some sort of fitness. But he looks awkward even now. He seems to be walking awkward. But the fact that he's even playing is a bonus, I'm sure. And I know he apparently, I watched the interview, he's absolutely delighted just to have been there and to make the cut and do all 4 days over the moon. And Scotty Scheffler, well, he's winning everything at the moment, isn't he? He doesn't look very impressive, I must say. But he's a great scrambler. He gets up and down, misses the greens up and down. Great putter. Makes all the difference, as they say, as you know, drive for show, putt for dough. He can putt. He's a great putter. So anyway, I'd love to have seen Rory do better, I like Rory. And Tommy, unbelievable.
I was going to say, first top 5 finish for him.
Oh, I'm so
at Augusta.
So happy for him, I'm still waiting on coming back so we can have our game. But he seems to be very busy at the moment, of course. He's all over the place. But a great guy, couldn't have a nicer person. I'd loved him to win it. That would have been the icing on the cake for him to win it. He will one day. He will. He's a great player. So yeah, I watched bits of it. I didn't watch all of it, but watched quite a lot. I watched interviews as well, with Tiger and that before the tournament. It was very interesting. So yeah, Scottish chef. He seems like a nice guy. Yeah, don't mind as long as none of those live lovers, whatever they call themselves. It's okay.
Brilliant. In terms of moving back to obviously the football at the weekend, before we even talk about United, as you mentioned, Liverpool losing at home to Crystal Palace, it gives Arsenal the chance to then win and go top of the league, and then they lose to Villa.
Callum and Atalanta. It was a
And
double.
Atalanta as well, yes.
Callum, God, fantastic. You couldn't have got a better week. I mean, the weather's been minging, absolutely minging here. The course has been closed, but the results. And of course, Roy McGregor, Roy, I tell you what, I don't know what you're doing, pal, but ever since I came up there, you've not looked back. Ross County beating Rangers, it's a fairy tale. So
The first time in their history they've done it as well.
I think it's fantastic, absolutely brilliant. So great for them, and I'm delighted for Roy. Again, a nice guy, and and all the lads up there that I met, all the ex-players. So I thank Bill McKenzie for taking me up and meeting them all. I just think it's brilliant. Yeah, so it's been, well, no, I'm getting carried away. Yeah, I know. Goal difference. I can't believe the level points and above us on goal difference. As you can well imagine, I have a friend who's jumping up and down, breaking open bottles after bottle. Wonderful. I just don't know. I think Eric will go. I think that Jim will. He's gearing up. He will go. He's got rid of his right-hand man already, as you know. And I think it's just paving the way. Give him the end of the season, and then I think we get rid of him. We'll see. We'll see. But that's what I think. That's what I think. If I was a betting man, that's what I'll be betting on. He won't be here next season.
In terms of the league title, as I say, Liverpool lose, Arsenal lose. Arsenal could have went top with a win, but now Man City are top, 2 points clear. Do you think City win it from here?
Oh, yeah, they've been there, done it. They've got the T-shirt, Callum. They know they've been under that pressure year after year after year, and they can handle it better than the other two. Liverpool have done great, but of course, I said playing with 11 men, it's a massive difference for Klopp to have 11 men on the pitch. So that's why they've done all right. But it's hard to look past City now. You wouldn't want to bet the other two, would you? I don't think
I think that's very true.
Certainly Liverpool, for whatever reason, getting beat at home by Atalanta and then getting beat at home again, it's unheard of. So, no, you got to fast the City. For me, I don't mind. I know all the United supporters, but I'd rather City win it than Manchester club. Even though it's not the right club, it's still a Manchester club. And obviously hope they win it out of three of them. So we will see.
In terms of, obviously, we talked about this in the last show, but Klopp announced he was leaving, and the media ramped up the talk of he's going to get a fairy tale end. They're going to win the Europa League in Dublin. They're going to win the Premier League. They're going to do this. Now it looks as if they're going to maybe only win the League Cup. Still a trophy, but not quite the fairy tale ending he hoped for.
Maybe. It's a big maybe. They're all, well, I don't know, a couple of months ago, reading the papers, and you got all these numpties, and they're players I'm talking about. Well, we win all four, we're the greatest team on the planet, and we're going to get a life. So if they win the League Cup. Not a foregone conclusion. So the only thing I would say, I mean, I think Klopp is a great, I'm not going to use the word coach, but I think he would be a great manager, as I do with Pep. I think they'd be great managers as well as what they are. And I like him. He's very honest. You know, I watched his interview after both the games. He didn't try to, you know, tell you were watching something that you weren't. We were rubbish. And, you know, I like that. He's very, very honest. I got a lot of time for him, you know. I wish we had him. I hope he's retiring so he can come here. No, I know. We'll see. Oh, I'd love him. Old Trafford, he'd be great.
Well, just on, obviously, United at the moment, you know, the lowest United have ever finished since the Premier League began in 1992 is 7th. They're actually on course to potentially finish 8th or 9th this year based on current form.
I don't care where they finish, as long as they finish above Newcastle. That's all I care about. Callum, I don't care where they finish. I mean, obviously, yeah, I'd love us to win the league. We're not going to do that. I just want to finish just above Newcastle. And I'll be a happy, happy boy. So we'll see. We'll see. At the moment, I mean, Newcastle's got a bit of a revival. You know, they've had a good run. And our results, some of our results, I mean, Chelsea was horrendous.
Oh.
Horrendous. How can you give away 2 goals like that at the end? You're winning 3. Shut the game off. But well, you know, Eric Van Rockenhorst brains. Just, I don't understand. And then when he gets interviewed, I've no idea what he's talking about. He just talks in riddles. So we'll see. We'll see. But finishing above Newcastle is very, very, I don't care if it's 9th, 10th, 11th. Don't get relegated, obviously, which we won't. Just got to finish above Newcastle. Otherwise, my life will be hell.
You need to leave the country for a while.
Oh, Vincent Iverson will be, gee, I couldn't handle it. Oh, no. I wouldn't mind. He's a bloody Hearts supporter. And he's crowing about that. They're 3rd in the league. It's the highest they've been in the last 75 years, isn't it? Well, no, we'll see. You know, it's good. It's interesting. I think, though, that obviously, I think it's pretty obvious. Both those teams getting beat at home. City are now big favourites.
I think that's certainly something that many will agree with. And in terms of United, you also there talked about the fact that Eric Ten Hag speaks after the game and he can talk in riddles and not always easy to understand the point he's trying to make. Did you ever have a manager during your career that struggled to get their message across?
No. It's very simple. You're here because you're the best player in that position. That's why you're playing here. You just go out and play. And we'll see you later on after the match is finished. There's no tactic. You know, it keeps going back to it. It's, oh, Busby, oh, he must have been a great tactician and he must have been... Matt Hunter, he picked a team, then he went and sat in the box, smoked his pipe and came in at full time. Never came in at half time, as I've told you before. And said, well done, lads. Great. Have a nice weekend. See you Monday. You know, there's no tactics. You're there because you can play. And we were, in fact, I was chatting the other day to a friend of mine, and he said, why do you never go into management? I said, well, because by the time that I was going to do and got offered the jobs I got offered, one being America and the other one Stoke City, you had to get a coaching badge. I said, well, I don't know what a coaching badge for. I'm not going to coach anybody. But I'll have a great team because they'll all be able to play in the position that they're playing in. And the first person, and it will happen someday, that brings back 1, 2, 3, 5, the W formation. You're too young to remember that, Calvin. 1, 2, 3, 5. Do you remember it?
I don't know, but I know all about it.
Well, you know what it is. You got goalkeeper, right back, left back, right half, centre half, left half, right winger, inside right, centre forward, inside left, outside left. 5 forwards. The first person that picks 5 forwards in his team, he'll kill everybody because they won't know how to defend against it. And they can't knock it about pity-patty with 5 people up there. Again, simple, not rocket science. Shall we? They'll win everything. So if anyone's out there, you want to win the league next year, give me a shout. I'll bring Callum along. He can be my assistant, and we'll win the league for you.
There you go. Get on the blower to Sir Jim Ratcliffe.
I'll tell you what, I'd win the league next year with Man United, but I'd have that formation, and it'd be obviously attacking, all attack, and it'll kill the coaching. I mean, as great as Pep has been, it's boring, passing backwards, sideways. And everyone's copied him because they had to. Otherwise, he would just kept winning everything. So, no, the first guy that comes in said, I'm not a coach, I'm a manager. I will bring players here to play in a position, and it'll be 5 forwards, 3 half-backs, 2 full-backs, and a goalie. And they win everything. There you go, McFadden. Get it done.
Absolutely. Take note.
I'm telling you, it will work. They wouldn't be able to play against it. They couldn't defend against it because they've got no defenders anymore. You've got wing backs, half back, divvy backs, whatever backs, no idea. Centre backs. They can't defend. Can't defend. So yeah, that would change the game again. And it'll come back one day. Obviously, like everything, it's a big wheel. And everything comes back eventually. Even my hairstyle, Callum, always comes. So I will see. But I do believe that someone will do it. Someone will take a chance and say, no, I don't need a coach. Somebody that owns a football club, so you don't tell me what to do. Why are these people controlling what people can do? You can't have a job if you don't have a badge. Why? If I owned a football club, they're not going to tell me what I want. I'll get what I want myself. And Jim Rat, he's a breath of fresh air. He's a breath of fresh air. And I really do think the best thing that's happened to United in a long time. Long time. I just wish that he was the manager himself, because I think it'd be great. So we will see what's going to happen.
Before we get to the listeners' questions, United, of course, playing Coventry in the FA Cup semi-final this weekend. Surely United have to get to the final and beat Coventry. The thing is, anyone can beat anyone. How can Crystal Palace go to Liverpool and beat Liverpool? But they did. Anyone can beat anyone. One-off games, obviously, you've got to think, yes, the favourites. But we're not that clever. We're not that good. I mean, you just look at the goals that people are putting past us. When's the last time we had a clean sheet? Obviously, I hope and I think we're going to win. But I don't think it'll be as easy as it looks. It won't be. So, but it'd be great. Anything would be a help, for the supporters. Anything would be a help. But still got to get rid of them anyway, in my opinion. That leads us perfectly on to the listeners' questions. First one from John Walker. Brilliant player in your day, Willie. I just wish we had someone like you now on the wing.
Oh, John, I wish I was there as well, just to play in the pitches. It's a dream. I told you when we sat down, we got crowd round and we're all sat round chatting. The pitches, it's a dream for people like us to play in those. Well, you know what I've just been saying before, John, about bringing back 5 forwards, proper wingers, not wing backs or whatever they call themselves. You know, 5 proper forwards, and you know, I hope Ratcliffe, because he goes back to that era. He'll remember all that, you know, the great team, Busby's team, and I went looking for my old boots the other day, John, I must tell you. But they were a bit mouldy. They were up in the attic, a bit mouldy. So I don't think I'm going to be able to come back. And the boots I wear now, you know, I don't think I'll be wearing them pink boots. Or can you imagine Nobby Stiles with a pair of pink boots? Don't think so. Yeah, you know, it's a great, you know, all the supporters I speak to, and I do regular, lots of them. Yeah, they all wish that I was back and Bestie was back and Bobby and Janet, you know, but unfortunately, you know, I wish life was better than that, but it's not.
Next one is from Steve. He says, do you wish you had played for Blackpool earlier in your career rather than at the end of it?
No, the only reason I went to Blackpool, Steve, is because Bolly convinced me it was a great idea. It wasn't. I mean, the people were lovely. Chairman, directors, they were absolutely lovely. They were brilliant. But I only went there because of Bolly. I was out in America. He turned up in America and said, right, I've got the job at Blackpool. I want you to come. What? Blackpool? What division are they in? It didn't matter. But want you to come with me? And I said, yeah, people were great, but they just weren't the best. No, and it was too far. You know, I commuted a few times a week. I didn't go every day. It's like 60-mile journey every day, and it was just too far. And then, of course, Bolly, my best friend at the time, you know, we were great pals. He got a sack and left me there. Anyway, I eventually got away later in the year. So, but no, I don't wish I went there earlier at all. But I do. I said, people who ran in the club at the time were great. They've all gone now. They've got the bit shady, isn't the geezer now? Is he still there?
No, he's gone. Finally gone.
Is he?
So it's been taken over, yes. So the fans
He's
are a
go
lot
back to
happier again.
Go back to jail.
I don't know, actually.
Anyway, no, but I did, you know, I loved it being there with Bolly. We had a great, you know, great time, a good laugh. We used to go over and do a bit of training, and him and I would go golfing. It was good fun. I enjoyed that, but I wouldn't want to. I think if I lived in Blackpool, it'd been all right. But traveling over from Altrincham, it was just too far. So sorry, Steve. No.
Brilliant. Next one is from Kenny. If you couldn't have been a footballer, would you rather have been a professional golfer or a professional musician?
Oh, Kenny. Wow. Well, golf wasn't on the horizon when I was 15. Being a singer, you think, yeah, I fancied that back then. Obviously, we all thought we were Elvis. We did. And golf came late when I went to Burnley. That's when we first started playing golf. So I had no dreams of being a professional golfer. And don't forget, back in those days, we didn't have a television, so we didn't see any golf. And nobody played golf in the village, the mining village. No golf. So no, I mean now, yes, because I'll still be playing. I'll be on the seniors tour, loving it. It's a great sport for longevity. You know, football, 30, 35, you're gone, basically. But golf, you can play till you're 90. So, but yeah, a musician. I would have, yeah, I've probably been a musician.
Last question this week is from Matt. You obviously had a great career playing at football in England and also for Scotland. If you could have had the chance to play for one foreign club in Europe, which one would it have been and why?
Matt, I did have a chance when I was 8, I can't remember, 17, 18, and we played in a tournament in Germany, the youth tournament. And Real Madrid were one of the teams that were there. And they approached me and asked if they could sign me. I didn't know where Spain was then, by the way. You know, I wasn't that bright. And they said, where is it? It's a foreign country. No, not going to a foreign country. So, yeah, and at the time, it would have been Real Madrid, because when eventually we got access to a TV, it was the old great team: Puskas, Di Stefano, Hento, Canario, right winger, Santa Maria, it was the great Real Madrid team that played in Scotland in the final, and they beat the German club 7-3 or something.
Frankfurt, yep.
But yes, I did actually have a chance to. They asked Burnley if they could take me to Spain. But no, it was that would have been the club that I would have gone to at the time, Real Madrid. Because they were the best team in the world at the time, with the people I've just mentioned. I mean, Puskas was dream lift. I mean, he was fantastic. And Di Stefano, centre forward. They're just a great team, great to watch. So I think the only regret I have is not that I didn't go abroad, Mark, but it was not playing for Celtic. I should have come back. I mean, 3 times I could have gone. I don't know, 3 times. But anyway, history is history. So, but yeah, it'd been Real Madrid. Because at that time they were still the best in the world.
Brilliant. Great insights as always. Before we go, your usual message for the listeners?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's getting worse, Callum. The world. Trying to put the telly on. Who's fighting who? It's crazy. So, as always, take care of yourself, take care of each other, and may your God go with you.
Until next time, take care.